Alright, being the oldest child is not a privilege. It's not an honor. It's not a role you proudly put on your resume. It's a lifetime sentence, a full-time job you didn't apply for, can't quit, and don't even get paid for. No perks, no benefits, just responsibility and occasional emotional trauma. It's the worst deal in the world. So let's dive into it. Why does being the eldest child suck? Let's kick things off with the obvious. As the eldest child, you are the family's guinea pig, the prototype, the test subject. When your parents had you, they had absolutely no idea what they were doing. None. They were just out here guessing, experimenting, and hoping for the best. They're overthinking everything. Should we let them cry it out? Should we pick them up every time they whimper? What happens if we feed them solid food too early? Will their teeth fall out? Meanwhile, you're just sitting there like, can someone please figure this out before I die of hunger? And because you're there first, everything about your life is a big deal. Your first word? They're filming it like it's a documentary. Your first steps? They're calling all the relatives. Your first day of school? They're sobbing like you just got drafted into the military. But then your siblings come along and suddenly, none of that matters anymore. Oh, you lost your first tooth? Cool. Put under your pillow. I think I have $1 somewhere. Let's talk about the rules. When you're the firstborn, your parents are so strict, you'd think they were training you for the Olympics. No TV before homework, no dessert unless you eat all your vegetables, no staying up past 8 p.m. It's like living in a maximum security prison. But then your siblings roll in, and suddenly all bets are off. My younger sibling once ate cake frosting for breakfast while watching cartoons at 7 in the morning. Meanwhile, I had to fight for the privilege of eating sugary cereal. Oh, but you're the example. You're the role model. You're the one who's supposed to set the tone for the family. Yeah, well, I didn't ask for this job. Let's move on to babysitting, aka the second full-time job you didn't sign up for. If you're the eldest child, you've been a free babysitter since the day your parents brought your younger sibling home from the hospital. And they didn't even pretend to ask nicely. It wasn't, would you mind helping out with your brother? It was, here, hold this baby and don't let it die. The worst part? Babysitting your siblings isn't even real babysitting. Because real babysitting comes with boundaries. Other people's kids listen to you because they know you're in charge. Your siblings? They don't care. They're like, you're not mom, you can't tell me what to do. And then they jump off the couch, hit their head, and you're the one who gets in trouble. Why didn't you stop them? I don't know, ma. Maybe because I'm 12 and your 5-year-old has the energy of prime Cristiano Ronaldo. What do you expect me to do? Tackle them? And let's not forget the chaos you have to deal with. I've been puked on, peed on, and screamed at, sometimes all in the same afternoon. I once had to stop my sibling from eating a crayon while also trying to clean up the glitter they spilled all over the carpet. Do you know how hard it is to explain to your parents why the living room looks like a craft store exploded? They don't care about the details. They just want to know why the dog is covered in glue. Now, let's talk about the pressure. Because as the eldest child, you're not just the older one. You're the example, the blueprint, the one who's supposed to pave the way for everyone else. Your parents are constantly reminding you, your siblings are watching you. You need to set a good example. You're setting the tone for the family. Oh sure, let me just go ahead and not make any mistakes for the next 18 years while also figuring out how to be a functioning human being. No pressure, right? And it's not just about behavior. It's grades, it's uni, it's career choices. If you mess up, it's like you've personally doomed the entire bloodline. I once got a B on a science project and my parents acted like I'd killed somebody. Meanwhile, my younger sibling failed an entire class and my mom was like, it's okay, sweetie. Everyone struggles sometimes. Struggles? I didn't even know struggling was an option. And then there's the blame. As the eldest child, you are the default scapegoat for literally everything that goes wrong. Something breaks, your fault. Someone's crying, your fault. The Wi-Fi goes out, somehow still your fault. I could be in another room minding my own business and my parents would still find a way to blame me. It's like, why didn't you stop them? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I'm not Professor X and I can't read minds? And your siblings know this. They know you'll take the fall, so they'll break something, look you dead in the eye and go, I'm telling mom you did it. And what are you supposed to do? Argue? Fight back? No, because you know mom's already made up her mind. It's your fault. Here's a fun one. Emotional labor. As the eldest child, you're not just the babysitter or the role model. You're also the family therapist. Your siblings come to you with all their problems. Can you help me with this? Can you talk to mom for me? Can you teach me how to deal with rejection? Like, what do I look like, Dr. Phil? And it doesn't stop there. Your parents get in on it too. Can you talk some sense into your brother? He listens to you. Can you explain to your sister why she shouldn't date that guy? Like, why is this my job? Why am I the mediator holding this family together? And here's the kicker. No one ever asks if you're okay, because you're the eldest. You're supposed to have it all together. You're supposed to be fine. Meanwhile, I'm one more sibling meltdown away from losing it entirely. And finally, let's talk about appreciation, or the lack of it. As the eldest child, everything you do is just expected. Babysitting? Expected. Helping with homework? Expected. Solving everyone's problems? Expected. No one ever says thank you. But the moment your younger sibling does something remotely helpful, like wash one dish, it's a standing ovation. Your parents are like, wow, look at them, such a hard worker. Meanwhile, I've been holding this family together with duct tape and prayers, and no one even notices. So yeah, being the eldest child is not for the weak. You're the guinea pig, the babysitter, the therapist, the role model, and the scapegoat all rolled into one. And the worst part? It's just expected. You're supposed to do all of this without complaining. But hey, at least you've got what? Character? Resilience? Trust issues? Who knows? To my fellow eldest children, stay strong. And to the younger siblings watching this, you're welcome, man, for everything. And that's all I've got to say about that.